Well, where do you want to start?
Oh, so many places, lads. Do you know where I want to start?
Aston
We didn't even
Villa.
talk about them.
Yeah. No, we
Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves are absolutely doomed, right? Doomed.
So this is actually this is your most excited pre-season narrative. 3 up, 3 down. The game is broken.
3 up, 3 down, the game's gone, right?
Everything
And
is screwed because there's no jeopardy anymore.
I still felt sweet vindication to that point that Sunderland are the outlier, and I don't mind an outlier to disprove a theory, right? But Leeds United go and trounce Chelsea last night. Turns out that Chelsea have an awful record at Ellen Road in the Premier League.
All right. Dating all the way back to
all the way back to when God was a boy, like, yeah. But Wolves, this is the famous 2 points after 8 games, one day Ramos Spurs, and then Harry Redknapp comes in and fixes it all. They're still only 2 points into their season, Wolves, and Rob Edwards cut a discounted figure afterwards. Very, very disappointing.
What's he doing?
After defeat. This is
what is he thinking?
Taking the job.
Yeah, well, come on.
I think he loves the football.
I know, but
he loves moving.
obviously the money is better.
He was. I mean, I presume burnt all bridges at Middlesbrough.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
As in, could he go back?
Not a hope of
So I
it.
think that's done, right? So any championships like that with aspirations will be thinking twice about rehiring something like that. In the case of Borough, or just hiring him.
Well,
otherwise,
sorry, he has to go down with Wolves and bring them back up.
if he's allowed to do that, and he does bring them back up, then it's not so much what are you doing. It was like, well, that was a very calculated gamble. If he brings them up in 2 seasons' time, and they're a decent Premier League outfit, then you're like, okay, fair play to you that you went in and you basically became captain of the Titanic as it was going down. Fair play to you.
And then refloated it.
for some reason he's able to put it back together and they go back up.
Wolves aren't the Titanic, are they?
He rebuilds it.
Wolves aren't the Titanic.
In what
They're
sense?
more like a
Like nobody was ever saying about Wolves. It's like
What ship nearly
they
sank?
can't sink.
On
Not God himself
unsinkable-
could sink.
Well, that's
sink this
interesting. That's a
Wolves
good point
team.
you bring me to there. Like, were Wolves an unsinkable Premier League ship up to a couple of years ago?
now when
Quite
they
established a
sell-
Portuguese talent. You know,
What was
all
the
the
other one? The
best players.
Lusitania.
Lusitania is, you always think about Lusitania in partnership with Titanic, great partnership. However, all jokes, let's be serious.
They're very
Wolves last
Wolves should have beaten Villa.
and they're screwed.
Yeah.
at the weekend.
I actually fancied them last
That's
night.
the thing, right? So they play a bit of decent football, right? But who remembers that when you're 2 points?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Who remembers it, right? So I thought when he took the job, I was thinking this is Paul Jewell, Derby County. Why are you doing this? Like,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
down.
We were
Why are you
looking, we were
taking
actually
it?
looking before the show. I think Derby even had a win.
Yeah.
Long before
6th
now.
game.
Derby's one win was against Newcastle
Yeah.
in the September of the 2007-8 season.
Yeah.
They got 8 points in total. And I think 4 of those points were against Newcastle. They got a draw at St James's Park. So they, on their day, had something about them, Derby. But Wolves flirted the idea of getting something from a game and just can't see through the deal.
Can you remember the 3 teams who went down last season?
The ones who got up the previous season:
Who?
Ipswich Town, Leicester City, and Chaz Hands United. Tell me what your eyes there. Whoa, what are you talking about?
It's a little intimate for 7:34 in the
No
morning.
problem with that intimacy among men is fine.
Southampton.
The
Southampton.
Southampton Football Club. Yeah, Saints. What's that?
Just said
What's that?
He just said that.
It was like doing like a drum roll kind of thing. Like,
Oh, I thought it was a hint to the team.
So Southampton are 14th at the moment. You said Leicester. Leicester are 16th, and who was the third? Ipswich are 7th.
yeah.
Middlesbrough are 2nd at the moment.
Yeah.
Second place team in the championship against a bunch of teams.
Now, to be fair, there's probably about 3 points between Ipswich and whoever the 14th place team was there. Or not Ipswich, sorry,
6.
Middlesbrough and the other 6.
And Middlesbrough are at 5 points
Yeah.
ahead of Ipswich.
Yeah.
And Ipswich are just outside the.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No, but
it's not a
they're-
guarantee,
no,
but
it's
like,
not,
wouldn't you rather be in a situation? I don't know. Obviously, he does love the club, and
I don't see no one's
the inducement is high.
in the grand scheme of comparisons. Like, no one's looking at you in the Championship as opposed to the Premier League. I suppose is where
He's a Wolves man, isn't he?
He's a
Well,
Wolves
he
man.
lives right down the road, and
Yeah.
Close to his heart. Like,
He'd
this is a
play for them
passion project with money.
100 times.
Passion project.
I get it,
Yeah.
but that's like he's a professional footballer.
The heart wants what it wants.
He'd kill your granny to
I think that's what
finish
exactly
second
what,
for
that's what
Borough.
that's what he did, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Borough.
Leaving like the thing, he's like, I back myself. I can get them out of this.
His chair's spinning at Borough.
And there's no guarantee you go up.
No, there's not. No.
No, I'm not saying there is, but you've got main character energy there,
Yeah. What he needs.
and it's like bit part player.
They
I
need a
know you're
main-
saying everybody's paying attention to him, but like
They need a main character energy, right? So he fancies himself that he belongs in the Premier League in his season overseeing Luton Town. Because Luton got a lot of plaudits that year when they were up.
Yeah.
played some decent football, ultimately got relegated. A bit Ian Holloway, Blackpool-esque. Okay? But ultimately went down, and he's probably thinking, a bigger club with larger resources, I belong in the Premier League.
He basically took Luton
himself.
down the following season again,
But I'd say he was in a state of depression about,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. He's going to do a double-double. Take Wolves all the way to
There's something
League
weirdly
One.
attractive
League
about
One.
someone who can tear it all down and bring it back up. I for one back Rob Edwards. And you wouldn't think
to
that
what,
we'd start
though? You back him for what?
just to keep going.
Oh, yeah. Fair
Just to
enough.
keep his job for a while,
Just to
Don't throw
keep
in the
going.
towel.
And Wolves are doomed. I don't know if Rob Edwards' career as a top level manager will be if it's associated with Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yeah.
Regardless, people of course want to talk about the other teams last night.
Yeah.
So Arne Slot says teams are not afraid at Anfield. 1-1 with Sunderland, in case you missed it. Sunderland hit the woodwork twice and had a 1-1 in injury time to win the game. Federico Chiesa, it's a bit of a cult hero, I suppose, at Liverpool, cleared it off the line. Florian Wirtz thought he had scored a lovely goal. Thought he had, because it was stupendous footwork, got the shot off, gone down as an own goal. It was very Florian Wirtz at the moment at Liverpool.
Yeah. I'd say he feels better at life, though, having created and made the goal, no?
He got man of the match against West Ham as well, didn't he?
Best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit decent yesterday. A little bit. Okay.
That's Liverpool.
So not bad.
Apparently they were useless. I didn't watch a lot of that game.
Yeah, no, I didn't catch much.
But I did check in at one stage in Carragher. Was like the first half was it as bad as desperate? It was disastrous. He went. It was some hard word for it anyway.
Yeah.
And they did equalise as well, Liverpool, should be noted, in that game.
They almost lost in the last minute.
That's what I mean. I'm backing up your desperate review of
I
the
think
game.
they're finished.
They had
in
finished
terms of
as a
like
Premier
that.
League side.
No, like in just
the
in
new
terms of
Wolves.
this project.
Amazing through ball by the goalkeeper.
Unreal.
Yeah.
The assist that never was, like, another great piece.
Did you see his reaction afterwards?
Yeah.
He was
Goalkeeper.
furious.
Of course he was.
Yeah, that was his
I
moment.
would have gone
to shine.
down, like, that was my LinkedIn best bits. Nevertheless, they got a point. They'd be slightly disappointed with a draw at Anfield. That's what it's
Yeah.
come to.
I actually saw a graphic last night that was put up about promoted teams and how well they'd done, like started seasons, right? So Nottingham Forest 94-95 had 27 points after 13 games and were fourth in the table. Sunderland 99
Did they go down?
2000. I don't actually know.
No, there would have
This
been
is
a few more
interesting, yeah.
seasons.
So there's the Sunderland had the same 27 points, were seventh in the table in 2000. Blackburn 92-93 first season of the Premier League, 26 points were fourth in the table. Wigan 05-06, 25 points, were 10th in the table. Middlesbrough 95-96 had 23 points, were 12th in the table. And Sunderland now have 23 points themselves, and they're obviously flying high up the table too. So
Not
interesting to
unprecedented.
see how long they can maintain it. Like they're sixth in the table. So, well, actually, sorry, that's 14 games now. So 22 points, wherever they were before last night. But it's not unheard of for a team to come up and be absolutely flying. It'll just be interesting to see how long they can sustain it, especially with losing all the guys to AFCON in a couple of weeks.
7, I think. 7 players.
Yeah.
Sky Sports also put up a graphic of that last
Yeah.
night. And it's interesting having Jonathan Wilson on the show regularly as a huge Sunderland fan, kind of excusing all this. You know, they had a very kind fixture list to start. But I would argue that there's no kind fixture list for a promoted side, particularly in recent seasons.
Well,
There's kinder games, but it's not kind
there's a load of
games.
different kind games where a manager gets fired after you beat them, and then the new manager bounce happens for somebody else against ideally one of your rivals in a similar situation. But I do buy it, and that's fair play to them. The points are on the board.
They'll accumulate as much as possible now and maybe struggle in the dark winter months during AFCON. Possibly. But they've had a hell of a season. So for Liverpool, I don't know what this means. So you can look at it one way to stop the rut of results, because it would have been, how many defeats would have that been and how many games had they lost that match last night? It would have been
10,
outrageous. Basically, they would have lost 3/4 of the games in that period of
10
time.
and 14 or
Now
something.
they have 4 points in 2 games. They're going to try to like steadily get back to where they
Yeah,
were.
but that's not
They played
fooling
against
anyone.
the West Ham away.
But that
right?
West Ham are useless.
What are you talking West Ham about?
They're useless.
And then Sunderland, they're like, well, they're actually an all right side. And they went and got a point and they probably should have got 3. So does that mean
You
Liverpool...
wouldn't be spinning that. They're not spinning that positively
Does
this
that mean
morning.
Liverpool are
Liverpool.
bottom half side in terms of form at the moment? You know,
But Liverpool aren't
They are,
spinning
yeah.
that positively this
For
morning.
sure they are. For sure.
There's no positive spin on it.
and Salah left out of the team again.
Yeah,
Do they
but
put him? Do they put him? Do they put him back on now?
Forced to bring him in at half time. It's been a disaster.
No, it has. Yeah,
I don't think we can. I don't think it has to be like. There's no inclination that they're back whatsoever. I think that West Ham win is like, it's a real melting pot whether you're going to get sacked or
Yeah.
thing, but like winning it.
There was a story that there was the most, I don't know where the story was, but he needs to win the 2 games.
Yeah.
Was actually printed. And he didn't win the 2 games.
No.
So we'll see.
Well, they go to Leeds this weekend. Right?
Imagine.
Leeds,
All of a sudden.
who just beat
Oh,
Chelsea.
When's that game?
3-1.
That's a
Half
Saturday.
past 5.
Half 5.
Saturday.
That's you want that in the sun. Winter sun.
No, you know what?
Saturday 12:30.
You can't really watch the game properly. You want it at that
Exactly.
level. It's like,
That's what you want.
Sun's in a Sellers Park
Well,
all the time.
That's when the top
Paducah.
of the table Titanic clash at Villa Park is Saturday 12:30.
That's too early.
That's such a TNT game.
That should be a 4:30 Sunday game.
Yeah, and that should be under the lights.
Sorry now. But a 5:30 Leeds, Liverpool, Ellen Road. So they do Chelsea 3-1 last night. So we can't take Chelsea seriously, right? So we're giving Chelsea their kudos on Monday, trying our best to take them seriously as an entity of a Premier League challenging side.
Yeah.
And then they go to Ellen Road and they lose 3-1. And Enzo Maresca says, we're a well-beaten side.
Yeah.
There's a worrying statistic when it comes to Chelsea, right? Regarding Moises Caicedo. They've won just a quarter of their games without him.
Yeah.
Can't do it without him, right? So talk about Cole Palmer. It's like Moises Caicedo's their boy. So then they have their core team available, and they're most important. There's a great midfield, and they have a very talented front line. At the same time, it was like, tell me this core Chelsea side, and they go to Ellen Road, they perform like that, they lose comfortably.
Having to manage Reece James' minutes as well is an absolute killer for them too. Like, he said that after the game at the weekend that he wouldn't play 90 minutes against Leeds. Like straight up, was just like he was excellent today, but he's not playing. I don't think he came on. He definitely didn't start last night anyway. So like he's a huge loss for them. And then when you've Caicedo gone as well, like I mean that's
It's huge. It is monumental for them. And I get that every team has 2 or 3 massive players for them. Like if Arsenal lost the equivalent boys, you think they won't be as good.
I think,
but they'll still be able to regenerate because they have a squad that you take seriously. Just can't take Chelsea seriously. So at Ellen Road this weekend,
you should be able to take them seriously though with the amount of money that they've spent.
Yeah.
but you know that we don't. Though.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
in
That's the
agreement.
feeling
I'm in
of it.
agreement with you. Yeah.
And see, they're getting that payback for Garnacho as well. What a solid signing that was, huh? Bring him
He
on,
actually
game
had a
changer.
good run last night, in fairness to him.
Aye.
Has a good run every now and
So
then.
can Leeds back
Chancer.
it up against Liverpool at the weekends? That would be my interesting
They were.
It's asking a lot.
feeling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, after City at the weekend.
sorry,
as well.
Leeds were also
And
very
Liverpool
good
rubbish.
against Villa and
Yeah.
should have equalised. Could have equalised.
They were excellent that second half against Manchester City at the weekend as well. They were desperately unlucky not to.
They were, yeah.
Release the point.
They're doing
Calvert-Lewin is playing very well for them. He played the last couple of weeks. That City game, he was excellent. The second half, just everything about him, everything he was doing, holding up the ball, getting in the right places. Like he got his goal too. With a bit of luck, it was terrible.
If they go
defending, but-
down, he will definitely get a move.
Yeah, I think. I think so. I think he's somewhat resurrected a bit of reputation there for sure.
totally, yeah.
Like, yeah, definitely.
Useful, very useful
You'll
stuff
have
to
to
have.
keep it up. You'll have to keep it up. If he
that?
plays badly for the rest of the season, people will be like.
The only thing is
"Oh,
if he gets another long term injury or something,
Sorry.
then it's like
Injury,
of course.
he has to stay fit.
Yeah.
But I think if he stays fit, he's actually
he needs to
useful.
time his run very well.
Well, he started now.
Yeah, that's it.
It's December.
Unless he gets a January move, but where would you go?
Did you watch Arsenal?
No, but just sorry, I didn't.
right.
I watched highlights, but just 2 seconds there on your point. Actually, I want to hit up on there is like, it's asking a lot for Leeds to back it up. But this is against this deeply flawed Liverpool side.
Beat Chelsea. Yeah, but it's a deeply flawed Leeds side. Just because they won last night doesn't mean they're
So Liverpool,
best
is that
team in
Liverpool
England, like.
better than Leeds at the moment?
Of course, Liverpool are better than Leeds.
they're getting there. We're getting there.
But like,
little
that's
bit,
not, that's not what they're measuring themselves against.
Little baby steps. So I saw the highlights of Arsenal, Brentford. So afterwards, Keith Andrews was very complimentary about Brentford. So they were very good. And I watched the highlights and create anything that I could see.
They were fine, yeah.
They did hit the bar in the first half, but it was
Yeah.
more so Raya had a stupendous save.
Yeah.
What a reflex
Yeah.
in off the bar. And then Cleveland Keller seemed to have a very good game, judging by the highlights. I mean, he was
Yeah, it
saving.
was okay, yeah.
Actually, I watched about a quarter of an hour actually the first half, and Noni Madueke was having a field day for himself.
Yeah,
His
he was.
pre-assist for the Mikel Moreno goal.
He's
this.
missing that last kind of just hitting the net with it or finding the right pass at the very end. But I mean, I'm sure that'll come if he keeps putting himself in the right positions. But they were excellent. I caught the first half of that one. I was kind of floating between all the games. But yeah, they look a level above, don't they? They just look like
100%.
they just look like they know what they're doing, and that sounds kind of simple, but like there's a lot of teams out there who don't really look like they know what they're doing or believe in what they're doing, and Arsenal certainly that can't be said for Arsenal.
They're the best team at the minute, without a shadow of a doubt. Like,
Yeah.
they're so reliable. Just even like they came out in that start, it didn't pan out. Starting that game, it's like, oh, they're here with bad intentions. Like, they're coming here. They're gonna do something here to Brentford, and it kind of started that way, but it just never got that second until very late on. But that's fair play to Brentford.
Yeah, I think that's.
But like,
they'll take your 2-0 to the.
It was
1-0 till the death. You know,
Yeah,
to be
they'll
fair.
absolutely take that.
never
Just
felt
on
under
the,
Nathan
threat.
Collins' streak was broken actually as well. He
Well, he didn't
last night
start.
for the first time in
was he
an awfully long time.
not injured or?
Not sure, he was on the
No, he
bench.
came off the
Maybe he
bench.
had a knock or
He came off
something.
the
I'm
bench,
not
yeah.
sure, but he was, yeah.
The only way to spin the Liverpool thing is that their XG was superior to Sunderland, notwithstanding
it's
all
been-
the good
it's-
quality chances.
It's been superior throughout. They always create chances, but like
why do you think that is? What's the?
because they have
I think XG is
amazing
bollocks.
players.
Is that what you're saying?
But they have amazing players. Like it would be weird if Liverpool weren't
So if
creating more chances
just
than
indulge me here
Sunderland.
for a second, is there would a better manager come in?
Well, it's
I heard a conversation about this. It was like a new manager comes in and is not part of that whole grieving process because they never knew Jota, so it's very difficult for them to be like, "All right, lads,
Yeah.
is it, or is it actually the new manager comes in and goes, you know, that's your bit, let's move on." I don't know.
I think they just have a lot of new players and he's struggling to make it work.
And would another manager who is like, oh, I see the problem here, do this, this, and this, and has no loyalties to anybody,
You know what?
and didn't spend the money?
Probably, but also if you were to give Slot enough time, there's a possibility where he sorts it out. But it's just no one's going to give Liverpool any time. Why would you do that? They're the defending champions. If they're acting like this, you're going to be talking about them.
But yeah, I suppose you will give them time because
So
they're
if
the
they
defending
give him
champions.
time, I reckon there is a good possibility to sort it. But he just doesn't know his team.
But what does sort it mean? Like,
As in, be
They'll
as
be-
good as the
they'll be
players
title
that you're talking
contenders
about. They
next
have
you-
the extra that they're
so they'll
creating.
win the league next year. Like,
No, they'll be title contenders.
Yeah, I would never guarantee any team ever wins the league in any season. But
you know what I
they
mean?
should
Like
be.
in the mix for it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
What in his makeup would make you suggest he can do that?
He won the league last year.
But that's you wouldn't give the job to Claudio Ranieri and say he's going to win the league with them. You're not going to give the job to Conte and say he's going to win the league with them. I'm just
They
saying.
might give the job to Conte.
But you
Yeah.
won't. But they won't. Like, but I'm just saying. Like, just because he
Conte's
did it
won
last
leagues
year,
everywhere he's been.
But he did it.
Like,
We
did
know
it-
the circumstances he did it in last year, where it was a continuation of the team, almost literally.
But sorry, the previous season's team didn't win the league. The previous season's team
they
had
didn't.
flamed out.
But we knew that they were good enough to win the league.
But they didn't.
No,
He did with them.
I know they didn't. But
I think
no
there's
one was saying sack Jurgen Klopp. Like we're not saying like they didn't win the league, they underperformed. That was part of a different continuum. The fact of the matter, this happens quite a lot.
Right.
Where player, like even if we go back to Conte's situation, Conte literally picks up the remnants of a team that had won the league in recent years that was down on its arse and wins the league with
Did
them.
he not change to 3 at the back?
Well, I'm just saying, okay, he made it. He made a tweak, but I'm saying the team was still the guts of the team. It was Hazard. It was
Sorry, the
still
super
Costa.
clubs all have great collections of players, and the peculiar challenge of managing the super club is something that very few people have managed to do very well, or get one of those successful league-winning titles from. Nobody's managed it at Manchester United, for example. Nobody's managed it at Arsenal. I think that does that not give him some credibility as.
I'm not underselling it. I'm not saying he.
I think
like,
you are.
No. I'm not. I'm not underselling it and saying he's like been gifted that. But I think
We're overrating it.
it's not. I don't think you can look at it and say it was the same. There's gradations to it. We know there's gradations to it.
Yeah,
we know
but
it's not the same to win the league with that. The way, like again, everything's revisionist now because it's going badly. But it's still a case where he was in a team where Mo Salah was the best player in the league.
Yeah, but
and lit it up.
That's not separate to him.
Well,
Exactly.
it is separate to him now
He's not
because he's
watching it
lost
happen.
that. But he's lost that now. So what we have to then examine
that's
that in
the argument.
hindsight. But in hindsight, we have to examine that now. So how has he lost that? How has he now lost a position where Mo Salah has been fairly isolated in that team? That now he is the
Luis
core thing
Diaz
for everything.
and Trent and Jota dead, and like loads of factors have combined for Salah's form to be impacted, and they potentially the size of the new contract is something that he's grappling with. I don't think he's.
But so my point then comes back to the thing of why do you think Slot's the person to fix it? What has he
it
done?
goes both ways. If Salah's playing well, and you're gonna say, right, well,
So he
we
gets
have
no
to give
credit for
Slot
getting
a
the
bit of-
good form, and he gets all the blame for the bad form.
No,
No, that's not what I
I
said.
think it's actually the opposite. If you're going to credit Slot with Salah and XYZ playing really well, then you can't then say, well, Salah's not playing well, but
Because of X,
Slot-
Y, and Z, yeah.
yeah,
No, but
yeah,
there are gradations to it. I think that Slot is an important character in them winning the league, and he has the credit, I think, on the back of that. And I would say they need to be patient and see if he is the right man for the job. You're saying you don't think he is on the basis of, you're saying what evidence is there, and we're saying there's some evidence. You're like, well,
I'm
I
not
can't give you
saying
any
sack him.
credit for that evidence.
I'm not saying sack him. I'm just saying that
I think he should be given the next 2 windows and the start of next season to see what happens off the back of what already he has achieved. Because I don't think anybody assumed that Liverpool, with no signings, were going to win the league under Klopp if Klopp had stayed for that one season. Bear in mind, they made no signings of any.
Yeah, but there are circumstances as well. I mean, there are other teams underperforming. It's, you know what I mean. There's all sorts of circumstances that come into it.
Yeah, and that happens every year.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I know, but like it's not.
So they won the league. They won the league that was the league to win. When
so, like, for instance, like Colm has you have reservations about Mikel Arteta
to win the league.
Yeah, despite the fact that Arsenal have gone twice within a point or two of whatever, like a game of an amazing Man City team. But somehow there'll be reservations about him because he's not going to order the line, because there was another team that was just incredibly superior. But they went toe to toe with them the whole way. But for Slot, Liverpool didn't have to go head to head with anyone really last season. But because they win the league in the end, well, that's it. You're surefire. No questions about you anymore.
But nobody says no questions. I'm just saying that that's enough credit. It's not binary. It's like there's enough credit in the bank for us to go.
I think you are being binary with it, though. You're going, the league's won, that's credit. But like, it's a little bit. I heard him, and it's not my take. I heard him compare the situation with Ten Hag at Man United.
Who?
Slot.
Who's here?
Different conversations. But I heard a little bit like that, where it's a case of Ten Hag, because he gets credit in the bank because they win the cup and had won the League Cup the year before. There's credit there. He's kept on. It's clearly the wrong decision. Now, I'm not saying anyone at the end of the season was saying get rid of Slot, but I'm saying you risk lengthening this out for a lot longer than it needs to be lengthened out when the answers seem to be quite plain in front of you, that he's having a torrid time, and has been having a torrid time, to be fair, since the tail end of last season. I know it's different when the league's won and things trail off. That's fine. You're not going to hang someone or that.
We're going to O'Dea. That's the problem.
But like, I'm just saying, it's like... Yeah.
Can I just say, it does. You did say 2 minutes ago, I'm not saying you should get the sack, and now it sounds like you're kind of talked yourself into it.
With the
comparison,
sack.
Yeah, with the comparison with Ten Hag,
I'm not saying he should get the sack. I'm not saying get rid of him, but I'm just saying I'm not as convinced by everyone because he's just won the league last year that you're like, well, he knows how to do this, because clearly they spent
it's two completely different situations. Yeah,
something million on thing. Isak looks shocking.
Yeah,
they spent 40 million on him. He looks shocking.
I think the biggest thing you could credit him with last year was taking the players that Klopp had, the signings that Klopp had made in, like Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, and didn't really get the best out of them. And Slot came in and took those players and slightly changed the profile of them and moved Gravenberch back a little bit deeper and put Szoboszlai a little bit further forward, and they reaped the benefits of that. And this year it just seems as though all the players that he's actually signed himself, he doesn't quite really know what to do with and where to put.
Yeah, the one thing you'd say about signed himself as well is how much influence, I don't know.
Surely they were signed with him in mind.
But that's the other thing. Yeah, that's the one we talk about. Yeah, that's true. Like, you do talk about these things as if
they're building a squad, and the squad is excellent.
Yeah,
but
on
he's
paper,
not performing with it.
Yeah.
Well, like,
he's not getting the best out of it.
He's not. The players aren't playing well. Virgil heading the ball last night out to.
I don't know what's going on with him.
You'd imagine if it was up to him, he probably wouldn't have signed Isak in retrospect. He went on a shopping spree and it just felt good. It kept him buying players. Like, yeah, go on, sir, if he's available. Yeah, why not? We have a super team. If we won the league last season with that squad, it's a much better squad on paper this season. We're going to win the league again. They've never retained the Premier League. There's something I can do, for sure. The thing is, when it all comes back to it, is about whether Slot should stay or whether he should go. It was like, I still can't figure out, sitting here this morning, nearly half the way into the season, what the strongest team is. I still can't work it out what the best balance of that side is with all the players that they have. I don't know how.
Do you not think last night's team is actually as close as you're going to get?
I think it's 4-3-1-2, but then your width is really compromised. So the 3 is the lads from last season, and your 1 is Al Backwards.
What's your 2? Isak and Ekitike?
Probably Ekitike and Salah.
Yeah.
I just think he's one player too many, which is causing serious.
But he's got himself into a situation now, whereas if he does that and make such a big change tactically in formation wise or whatever, that if that doesn't work out, that's the final straw. Like,
yeah, you're a goose.
You've changed from your. It's like with Amram. It's like when Everton was going so bad with Amram.
Die gradually or suddenly?
Well, I don't know. I'd rather not die at all, but
that's not the option. Yeah.
Sorry, I have some news for you.
Are there a third option? Yeah, no, exactly. You will eventually.
Yeah.
But so which way would you rather?
To your point, that's exactly what happens to Ten Hag.
Yeah.
He starts scrambling. It's like, got to make something work here.
Yeah.
And I know it's a different thing. They're not, that Man United team are not as good.
Yeah,
It's
there's
a
no
different
real
thing.
easy comparison here, to be honest with you.
No,
Flash,
I
because
think the United
if you throw in
comparisons
Ranieri is not
Yeah.
the
No,
direct
but
comparison. Neither is Conte at
Well,
Chelsea.
Conte at Chelsea was. That's a fair comparison enough.
Not really. Like,
Why?
I don't think so with Conte and Chelsea, because I always felt that even when that was going well, even when he was winning the Premier League, I always felt that was very finite, that whole relationship, that like this guy's going to go if it goes well or not. With Slot and Liverpool, I feel this could be a long partnership of 5 to 10 years.
That's the thing, though, is that the Conte has that reputation of,
and so does
he's just
Chelsea as a club.
Yeah, they do, but we don't know. Like, Liverpool don't. Okay, that's fair enough. They don't have that reputation that Chelsea would have, but we don't know Slot. Like, we don't know what Slot's going to be in 20 years. Maybe he is a volatile character in that sense too, and he's kind of comes and goes, and he, maybe that happens. We don't know. I'm not suggesting that is the case, but it's just kind of, we have a perception of, oh no, Liverpool, yeah, this will work out loads and he'll stay along, and that's what everyone wants. But maybe it's not. Maybe he just becomes, maybe he does become a guy who floats around different clubs and has short stints of success. Like, that could be the case.
I know it, obviously. I didn't realise the years. I know it's obviously different as well because he was lured away, but it was 3 years at Feyenoord.
Yeah.
Kind of, again.
Then I suppose he got the chance.
He got lured away. I know it's not a perfect thing, and I'm not saying that. I don't like.
The thing is, he's quite a young manager. Like, he doesn't have an awful lot of experience.
No.
This guy is not quite learning on the job, but we actually don't know. He probably doesn't know exactly what type of a manager he is yet. It is remarkable. When he came in, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's Arnie Slot." That's not that long ago, like. And then he wins the Premier League, and he wins it in such a convincing fashion that people are having Slot big time. People are having Slot. Like 6 months ago, people are like, this guy is telling you what he's doing and he's going about doing. He's analysing the game. He has a swagger about him. He has a confidence. His team play lovely football. And now we're saying he's a dud 6 months later. Look, this is changing just like that. Like, this isn't.
Yeah, but you would have to say that on the balance of probabilities and watching football, more likely Arthur's take on this is what's going to happen is that they'll get to the end of the season and some way to find a suitable thanks for all your help. It's not working out.
Sorry, I don't think
it's
it'll
more
be a
likely
disaster.
than not.
I still think they'll get Champions League. I'd be adamant to still get top 5 if the fifth still works.
And is would you say that's
there's ways
enough
of doing it? There's ways of doing it, I suppose. But I'd say that I don't think he'll get sacked. I just don't think it's going to work.
And by not working,
I just don't think that I think that other teams have already passed them out
next season. But say they add a young central midfielder. Say they sign any of those 2 midfielders who everybody says is going for, 3 midfielders who are going for 100 million in the next window, and Mark Gahey decides not to go to Madrid, and you add a good centre back and a good central midfielder, and suddenly Salah's gone, and the shape of the team is obvious.
I hear. What if this all works out?
But that's
the players that they have.
But he hasn't been able to work it. That's what I don't understand. We're in December.
That's a ridiculous team. That's the squad that you're talking about.
Were there not loads of seasons for when Ferguson was winning titles where they were okay until the end of Jan, middle of Feb, and then they'd go on a run and they would win those 74-point titles or 80-point titles?
I always remember, and I don't remember.
They never had a run like this.
I don't remember what season it was.
They would pop market like 95, 96.
Sorry, that was their first draw, wasn't it, last night?
No, I think that. Well, it was. Sorry,
it might have been. Yeah. I think it was. They lost. Like, I'm trying to think of a league. United won 96 and they had lost 5-0 to Newcastle. Or sorry, 96, 97. They lost 5-0 to Newcastle.
Around
Christmas
Christmas time.
6-3 to Southampton, and then they lost another home game. And that was about as bad as it got in terms of consecutive defeats. Whenever they lost badly, repeatedly, they won.
Bear in mind that there was a load of bad teams then, where there are fewer bad teams now, so that there is a possibility that this season. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to win the league this year, right? And I'm not saying they're even. I'm saying they're not title contenders, but I think that the fact that they haven't worked it out by now doesn't mean that they can't work it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
in February.
I think it's very not reactive, but there's a fatalistic talk about this. I think that it's all done, and I'm confused by it because by the nature of how many players they signed. What happened in the club over the summer goes way beyond football. Like, it is a weird situation. Like, it is kind of tough to analyse. And yeah, the manager at the same time is probably underperformed. I don't think it's the end at the same time. Like, that Liverpool side wasn't destined to win the league last season when Slot took over. They weren't like, well, you're probably going to win the league. Like, that was, you have to say that was probably an overachievement by Slot in his first season, that Liverpool won the league. And now they're the other side of it. So he's probably on about par. He's probably back where he started, Slat.
I don't think so. I don't think you can have runs like this at these kind of clubs now. Because we factor in, we look at it and we say, well, because I know we're looking at it in a quite a binary sense that there's wins and losses, whatever else. But like depending on what way you're kind of framing towards it, the wins weren't convincing wins. You know, whatever way you want to look at it, like you look at that as resilience, you look at that as a flaw. But the fact of the matter is, like they've had that's 14 games now this season, and I'd need to go back. I think maybe there was there one. They've not looked convincing at all, and that's like they have in Europe, to be fair. And that's a strange phenomenon. That doesn't happen now. You can't get away with that now at different clubs. Like if this wasn't this situation, if this was happening at Chelsea, Maresca would be gone.
Yeah, I suppose that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing, though. Like how Chelsea do their business
Chelsea
isn't
are a very
great.
successful club.
This isn't, I don't think it's a great look in the
World
club, not
champions.
just the manager here. Like,
Talk about some other stuff. Or
we'll
no?
talk about because you want to get to your beloved. What a win! What a season they're having.
Pre-season, pre-match, Dave Jones is standing at the giant telestrator pointing at the screen. Shooting stats, Premier League this season. Before the game, Aston Villa had 16 goals, which was 14th in the Premier League. Percentage of goals from outside the box, 56%, which was the highest percentage of anybody. Their expected goals was 19th out of 20. Their shot conversion inside the box was 20th of 20. They were the worst team, as this is Aston Villa, before the game against Brighton last night, at scoring from inside the box. And they were the best team at scoring from outside the box. I've actually never seen anything like this. And it's like, what are we, a quarter of the way through the season?
Yeah.
Slightly over?
And answer me this question. Do you like the squad? Because I thought last season's squad, it's unbelievable. And it doesn't feel as good this season. It's like the opposite to Liverpool on paper.
I think the squad is missing...
Pace.
Well, yeah. Now, apparently, Gesson is one of the fastest players in the world.
Once he gets going...
Yeah. See, they haven't found a way to get him in the team that makes sense. And the team that started last night, you were like, oof. And then they went 2-0 down. I was, well, that's what you get. I mean, Martinez looking a bit sheepish when the camera cut to him. Was like, oh, maybe I should have played. Even on one leg, I'd have been better than this chump. And then at the very last minute, Bizot has his moment of redemption to stop it from going 4-4, which probably on the balance of play might have been a fair enough result.
Ollie Watkins scored a few goals.
Look, if Ollie Watkins had scored, if he'd scored his XG,
he's contributing to a lot of that 20th place.
being the shittest team inside the box, literally falls on one man's shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a few instances last night where you're like, oh Jesus, no fault Ollie Watkins.
I know.
But I don't know if you saw the goal, the second goal that he scored.
Second goal. That's what, it's worth talking about. Like.
Well, they didn't catch it live. They didn't catch the goal live. They were showing a replay of Ezri Konsa had a header that hits the post that the Villa players are complaining is a handball, and the commentators are like, they think it's gone over the line, but the referee's watch hasn't vibrated. And then the ball goes back to the keeper. He plays it to Morgan Rogers, who's playing left back, and Rogers just looks up and hits this like Frank de Boer to Dennis Bergkamp. It was unbelievable. And for once, the first touch is good, the second touch is decent, and the third touch is bang, back of the net.
Yeah.
From Ollie
And
Watkins.
the way he finishes it too.
Because he'd just gone through one-on-one and hit it. I've got no confidence. What am I doing? Don't give it to me.
That's the thing about Watkins. I think that's always been the case about Watkins, even when he's playing really well and he's scoring goals.
That's why they would have driven him to Arsenal.
Never
for 40
really
million.
truly back him that he believes he can actually score goals. That 1-on-1 that he daisy caught with his right, that one last night to the bottom
goal.
right.
Yeah.
You don't see that often, that type of finish.
Yeah.
That's what he can do on his day.
Yeah.
And you were talking about him during the week, he's very expendable, and not many people would disagree with you. It's a weird season for Aston Villa. I feel like we're talking about them less than we were last season.
But
And
he was
they're
so
slowly going
expendable,
up.
they took him off and Malin scored. Or, hang on, maybe they didn't. Maybe he was still on when Malin scored. And like, Onana nearly offsided that goal. He might have been okay because there was somebody on the line.
Yeah.
Was it Evan Nielsen who did that during the week?
Yeah, it was evidence.
Yeah. Finding him 2 weeks' wages for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another good goal last night. Tanaka for Leeds.
Yeah.
Beautiful finish. Love that. Love that. You could, you know why that goal was great in my opinion? I think you'll like this. He couldn't have hit the ball crisper.
Yeah. Sometimes that works against you.
And it just worked so well. His technique was FIFA-wise, he connected with the ball. He couldn't have connected with the ball better. You're getting a notification back that it was just perfect.
As soon as it left his boot, he knew it was.
You're not having it. You're not having it. Tanaka.
Yeah, it was fine.
Fine.
His standards are very
Good
high.
finish from
It was
professional player.
it was much. If we're reacting to goals like that, like forget about it. It was good. He did his job. It was a good finish.
Yeah.
Is that the game there? No, that's Brighton and Villa.
Yeah, I'm just looking back. Yeah. His Pizzo didn't cover himself in glory, did he?
Tanaka, a gorgeous finish.
Yeah, they could do it. They could do it. Find a bit of balance and getting him playing well, because he was like in the championship last year was by far and away the best player in the league. Kind of hasn't really found his feet so far in the Premier League this year with a couple of new signings, but if they can get him firing, they'll have every chance. Him and a couple of others, obviously. Yeah, that's a good finish.
Arsenal are odds on to beat Villa at the weekend. I think Villa have a chance in that game.
Where is that?
It's at Villa Park, half 12
You
kickoff.
fancy that for sure.
Yeah, well, I don't know now how long Mascara's out as well. He went off last night.
Ben White has Ben White been playing a lot this season?
No.
Seen too much of him.
They made a big deal about him starting
Right.
last night in the build-up, so presumably he hasn't.
Yeah.
I always feel when he's not playing, he's just away. He's not even injured.
Well, that's his whole thing,
He's just,
isn't it? He just doesn't like football.
He's just
or something.
busy.
He's so cool, like.
He's doing something. It was a good cross for Marino's goal last night. Say 8 headers he scored in last year, Marino.
I love that. Like, I was thinking about that last night. Like players who Marino's a little bit different because he was signed as a midfielder and he played okay as a midfielder when he was playing, and now he's suddenly just a very good striker. It was like Joe Linton, like Steve Bruce signed Joe Linton to play up front, and he was just absolutely terrible, and now he's like became one of the better midfielders in the league. Thinking about Neil Warnock putting Danny Butterfield up front because his wife had a dream about him scoring a hat-trick for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, you can see
and he scored a 7-minute hat-trick, right foot, left foot header. Like Butterfield was like rotation player, didn't play a whole lot, and he just threw him up front for an FA Cup game. He won 3-1.
Yeah, he'll go down as an cult hero at the very least at this stage, Marino, for what he's doing.
Well, I mean, if they go and win the league, like
there's after they win the league, are they all heroes? That's the question. The stat here about Arsenal, which might be most worrying for other teams, is that 80% of their wins this season in the Premier League have been to nil.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And there is a sense of foreboding about that.
They're a superb team.
Currently the highest percentage of wins in the competition's history at this stage.
Yeah.
In that format, to nil. And it's not Saliba and Gabriel at the moment either. The depth they have at centre, depth must sweep through like a positive cancer when it's all going well. Do you know what I mean? Like those centre halves, right?
There's definitely
last season
said there.
Last season, right?
Serious as cancer when I say that.
If those two were there at the end from March onwards, when it always goes wrong for Arteta, if those two were centre half, you just know that they'd be riddled with errors, be all over the shop. But now they're playing in this winning side, it goes through to all of them.
Well,
it was like United squad players back in the day. It was like lads who performed way above themselves because they're part of the winning side.
To be fair, like Gabriel and Saliba were part of a team who were doing exactly that when it got to the crunch and were making silly mistakes.
But you would always back them as a really good Premier League partnership.
Really I don't know about always. I think they've maybe become that.
I think starting to this season they would have been renowned as probably the two best centre halves in the Premier League.
At the start of this season,
as a partnership.
As a partnership, at the start of this season, yeah, possibly, yeah.
So well, the depth is all reacting, you know.
Quick newspapers.
Yeah.
Leeds halt, Blues march, Chelsea's title chase stalls with 3-1 loss at Elland Road. Is there any way back for them into the title race?
Chelsea?
Gone? Yeah.
It was another great night for Arsenal, I'd say. It's just Man City.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever in the title race, to be honest with you. A lot was made of that Barcelona game where, like, they're down to 10 men for the most of it.
Amarim concern for mystery duo Maguire and Šeško to miss Hammer's clash, but two other doubts could derail United's plans. He doesn't say who they are, but I guess we'll find out. Kick out tonight, right? It's like, whoa!
I think Cunha's back.
Is he from the head injury?
I think so.
And his preoccupation with the stats. You see that Ruben Amarim's throwing him under the bus a bit. It's like, he's looking for goals and assists.
Really?
That's why he's been shit. Was essentially what he said. I didn't think he'd been that bad, but Cunha. 1 assist so far.
He scored as well. Was that the goal? He was given his own goal, maybe. Oh, I think he scored against Brighton.
Brighton,
yeah. He's very complimentary about Cunha, Amarim.
Yeah. He did.
He's a very good player, isn't he?
Farrell open to adding new coaches to Ireland ticket. Is he a very good player?
Who
He
is? He is, yeah.
Amron talks about his attitude.
Yeah.
Sorry,
There's an attitude about him.
He's very good for the team he's just come into. I don't know how he'd fit into whatever else. But
And sorry, what is it? 1 goal and 1 assist, is it?
yeah.
A quarter of the way through the season
Numbers
for
boy over
60
there,
million.
like,
Well, at least
How does he
you know,
make them feel
Is he
better by all
Is
accounts?
he better than?
Good grief.
It's a similar stats to Garnacho or somebody. Would that be?
No, he's better than Garnacho.
Farrell open to adding new
better
coaches to
than
Ireland.
Jadon Sancho
ticket.
as well.
He was asked yesterday about whether or not they would add a referee to their backroom team the way France and South Africa have done. And he says nothing's locked in. There's all sorts of reviews that we've been having over the last couple of weeks, and we're always open-minded to do the right thing by the squad.
It's a big old backroom team. They're not all going to fit in that little glass box.
There's always seats in front of it. It could have been reverts. Florian helps struggling cop scramble a point.
It's just, I felt for the boy to an extent, as much as you can feel for a fella in that position in life, that it was a beautiful goal and it wasn't his. And that's Florian's worst nightmare.
Gus Hiddink won a league as an interim manager, didn't he?
Gus Hiddink, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he
nothing
didn't.
at Chelsea.
No,
How
he
many times did he...
What?
No, sorry, he didn't.
didn't.
You're right, Jay,
No.
he didn't. No, it was...
Avram Grant?
No, Avram Grant was so close and never did it.
Vivacini won in 2010, and then they didn't win
Who-
again.
who's that?
Sorry, Ancelotti. And
Yeah.
then they didn't win again until
No, they had
Mourinho.
the midfielder, Di Matteo.
He was...
Di Matteo won the Champions League.
Champions
Won the
League, yeah,
yeah.
Champions League.
Was he interim
No,
or was he? Had they made him full time?
No, he was
and
interim,
then he got.
the job, and then they sacked him in October because he played a 4-6 formation against Juventus in the Champions League and got beat 3-0.
Is
And then
he-
Villa hired him.
Is he the best interim manager job until Martin O'Neill?
Oh, very nice segue. Let's
very
go
good.
to name more Chelsea managers.
Benitez did well there as interim as well. He won the Europa League.
But no one ever thinks about him that way at all. Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
You never know. You never talk about Benitez at Chelsea. It's never mentioned. Do you know? It's like he was just there. I think he dropped John Terry. That was his big thing. It's the big thing he did there. And won the Europa League. You never really talk about it.
That is good. But Martin O'Neill, they're level on points with Hearts as he walks away with a game in hand. And they've been excellent. Won away from home against reasonable, good opposition in Europe.
A bit of a flex what he did really in the last couple of months. He tells TalkSport Hearts to win the league. The next day he gets the Celtic gig
And stops them from winning
and
the league.
stops that, and then he'll walk away. So if Hearts win the league now, after that,
I'm not ascribing any malice to this, but do you think it would be better or worse for him on a personal level if Celtic were not to win the league this season? If he was to come in, put them in a winning position,
No, it's better
right
if they
off
win.
into the sunset,
do you know why?
he'll get all the credit.
He might even
Get a medal.
invited to the ceremony.
Oh yeah.
Because Gus Hiddink, I think, I think he managed them when they did win the league, but he wasn't the manager. He come in for a stint. I feel like he had about 3 different stints at one point around late 2000s, early 2010s. That Hiddink, there was definitely a positive.
they
Was it
win-
after Scolari?
They
Was
win
it
in
after
05. They win in 04, or 5 or 6. Or 5 season and
Yeah,
06.
05, 06
They don't win again until
till
Ancelotti.
10. Then they win again in 15.
It's Mourinho and
Conte 7.
And Conte, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he was there for pre-Conte.
I think he was there one of the seasons that they won the league.
But I don't.
he wasn't
It
the
wouldn't have
manager.
been the other ones. Like it wouldn't have been unless it was maybe 2010. There for a bit of 2010 maybe.
You could be onto something for
No,
sure.
no sign of flagging. Relentless Gunners go 5 clear as Marino and Saka swat bees is the headline in the Mirror. GA taking on World. This is an interesting story. Next summer's All-Ireland hurling final will be played on the same day as the Soccer World Cup final after the GA released their 2026 calendar. The hurling showpiece at Croke Park is set for Sunday, the 19th of July. Same day for the final 2 in the FIFA World Cup in New Jersey. But it'll be much later in the evening, won't it?
No.
It's hard to know. The
It won't.
time
No,
difference,
sure. It's
yeah.
they're 5 hours back. It'll probably be 8 o'clock. It's about 3 o'clock here. It's going to clash right across. Unless they started bizarrely late at night there. But
Well, they will start late for...
if you even think about it, if they even went to 10 o'clock at night local time, it would still be 5 here. Yeah. It's 5 hours back, like. They're 5 hours behind us. That's not that hard to...
No, they'd be 12, we'd be 5.
Which?
Yeah.
They'd be 12, we'd be 5. They're 5 hours behind us.
Oh, so it's going the other way?
Yeah.
Ah, right, we're fine, so.
Yeah.
Not taking on the world at all.
No,
Sensational headlines in a tabloid.
never.
Pick and mix. Marino strikes, but Rice and Mosquera add to injury woe.
Always getting injuries.
Rice seemed okay. He just had one of them where it's like the back of your thing, it's like just a little bit sore on the calf.
He's unbelievable.
Ireland and Scotland vie for privilege of avoiding Les Bleus. So we're going to win the World Cup, apparently. All we have to do is beat Argentina, which we always do in World Cups, right? Every time we play them, we
Was
beat
it
them.
1999?
Oh, no, wait.
2007? 2015?
Well, 99 we did beat them. No, 99 alone they beat us, sorry. We beat them with Quinny scoring the try in 03.
07
That was
they
our
beat
one
us.
bit of revenge. 07 they hammered us.
Yeah, but that was a class Argentina side. They finished third that year. And 15, well, we had loads of injuries at 15. It's only mitigating factor. Ian Madigan was sent,
They hammered us there as well.
out half, wasn't he?
They did hammer us though.
As in like an inexperienced Ian Madigan.
Come here to me. If they have to play that World Cup later in the evening, are we going to be getting it like after midnight?
We watch American football every Sunday, and you're like, I don't care about that. But it's
No,
and
come on.
you remember when you're watching the Masters? Is it bright outside when you're watching the Masters?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that
When you were watching the
Sorry,
Masters.
when I'm watching it. Well, no, not here, but on
Exactly.
the TV, it's bright. Yeah.
So it's the same.
I would have worried
but the
that it's
Masters-
2 years away. Like
the
I'd say
Masters
it's
is no,
good.
it's
It's good.
God, 6 months away.
What did you talk about now?
Football World Cup.
The World Cup.
Australia, no. I'm
Oh
talking about
yeah,
thing,
your
Football World
sport,
Cup,
your
yeah.
sport.
The
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Cup, yeah.
Still at 6 months away, man. You know.
But you
Who
know what I
knows
mean?
where we'll
But
be.
I don't want that. That's not right.
Yeah. Right
What was
then.
94 like?
Right to them. 94.
Yeah,
You
what
let
was
us know in the
What was the World
comments.
Cup final like?
What was it
Was
like?
it at night?
Oh, it was a long
No,
drawn
the time
out
was this you're talking about?
Yeah, was it night time when you were
What
watching
part
it?
was it? West or east?
Yeah.
was East, I think, as well,
No,
wasn't
that
it?
was that not
It looked
California?
It looked roasting when Roberto Baggio missed.
California? Was that something in the middle of the night?
Yeah, this is how time differences work.
That was their middle of the afternoon.
The world
so
is-
here
is
it would have
like
been
circular,
But people
and
were staying
it
up like
spins on and
there was
out.
no after ball breakfast. There was no worries.
Right.
Yeah. Niall, we've been told Niall Morgan's good to go, and yet we have so much more to talk about. You know. Can I get a little bit of help in the comments here today on Today FM? The football kickoff. It's on Off the Balls podcast streams. So I do it at Colm Boohig. I'm naming the Premier League. My
Saturday
Premier League,
mornings, a lot of
Saturday
people
morning,
who-
7 a.m. on Today FM.
Yeah.
And it's where you get your podcast too in the meantime. And I'm naming my all-time Premier League 11 position by position. So we've done the goalkeeper and the full-backs. And today I have to pick the two centre-backs.
You've got to pick one centre back.
Two centre-backs.
No, because
So-
everybody knows that one of the centre back positions is already taken by Paul McGrath.
Ah, very good, very good. So that's exactly my point, right? Is that do I pick a partnership, Bruce and Pally, or do I just pick a John Terry and a Virgil van Dijk? I basically haven't decided my centre backs. I'm recording it later today, and I would like the help of the audience. Who are the best two centre backs in Premier League history? Is it a partnership? Is it two one-off players?
Saying as a birthday present to Paul McGrath, happy birthday, big man.
Ah, very good.
66 today. I'm grandfathering you into his team, and if anybody wants to have any arguments, you can meet me outside Marconi House 10 o'clock this morning, and I'll take on all comers.
What have you got there, Colm?
Thanks for asking, man. I have a package. Sorry, Niall. We'll be with you in just a second.
A mysterious package.
I know Niall is a man of fashion, Morgan, that is, so he won't mind this. But we got
Dedicated.
a package sent in to us here.
Is it anthrax?
Oh, that's what I would have think. Right.
That's great ASMR.
No
It's
one talks
from,
about anthrax anymore, do they?
I think that it peaked Anthrax about 2003.
Did, yeah.
Opticati
SARS.
is the company, right? So it's a parrot after Troy Parrot's heroics, right? So I'm going to give a shout out to the man who's behind this because it's very, very generous. So that's one. There's 3 in total. That's for you, I think.
Okay.
Blue one. And that's for yourself, Ger.
I'd say I ordered the blue one, but okay.
Yeah.
Optica
Oh, did you?
T.
Okay,
is that
whatever.
not it?
Ah, we can sort that
Optic,
out.
we can
Sort that out anyway. I just want to give a shout out, right, to Nathan Sommers. Nathan Sommers, who is a
Matthew.
t-shirt
Handwritten cards.
creative
You got one as well, Ger.
There you go.
designer. Nathan Sommers, you'll get him on Instagram at Opticati. So it's OPTIKATEE on Instagram, or type in the name Nathan Sommers. That's SOMERS, Nathan Sommers. And he just wanted to say as well that they are organic, sustainably sourced cotton to boot. And each tee has a scannable QR code which allows you to return old tees to be recycled, and you get credit for your next purchase. It's a very nice endeavour. And a
Irish
very,
startup.
very generous gift
Buy local, buy Irish.
by Nathan Sommers. Thanks a million, Nathan. You can get him on Instagram. And there are t-shirts.